Welcome to episode 46 of Tools in the Hall. Or as one viewer, Kenneth Haynes, put it, the worst intro in the tools category. Thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate the support. We have some things that are new in from repair this time, and some things that I know you haven't seen. So let's dig right in. And you'll notice I'm wearing one glove because I'm covering up some suture sites from some hand surgery that I had. So get that behind me. I'm really stoked to finally get that stuff taken care of. And I'll be doing the left hand in a few weeks. All right. First off, we've got some awesome sockets from Gray Pneumatic. I love these guys because their prices are very good. Their quality is excellent, and they've got such a wide variety of offerings. This is the 28-piece. Is it quarter drive? Yeah. 28-piece quarter drive, deep and shallow impact socket set. And this one is going for $158.88. Compare that price to other tool trucks, and I think you'll find that you get a very good value with the Gray Pneumatic brand. And I've never been disappointed by their stuff. You just have to be careful in what you buy with their brand on it, because they don't put a lifetime warranty on everything. Their reducing adapters, for example, do not have a warranty. And they etch it right on there. It says no warranty. And their thin wall sockets also do not carry a warranty. So know that going in. It might change your purchasing decision. But for the regular sockets like that, lifetime warranty covers it. And they even have really good socket adapters for quarter-inch drivers. Lifetime warranty on those. And you can't beat the quality. I love them a lot. It's either Gray Pneumatic or Sunex is my go-to for impact sockets, depending on who's got what the availability is, what the pricing is. And Sunex is a little bit easier to handle under warranty for you as a consumer. For me as a dealer, it makes no difference. But just know that there's a bit of a difference in how that's handled too. Gray Pneumatic requires that as an end consumer, you go through a dealer to get warranties done. They don't handle it directly with the consumer. So just know that, and you'll have a good time with their products. Just understand the limitations, but you can't beat the pricing, can't beat the quality. It's a toss-up between them and Sunex. K-Tool has a magnetic glove and tissue box holder. It's got two big magnet strips on the back that'll stick to the side or lid of your tool cart or the side of your toolbox. You can fit the larger boxes of gloves in there. You might have to push them in a little bit to get them to seat in there, because the larger boxes are pretty big. But there are some tensioners on the side of these, so you can play around with those by pressing them out or pressing them in if you're using a smaller, thinner box of gloves. Like the thinner gloves, like these are 8 mil. If you have some of the thinner ones and they come in a smaller box, they will still fit. You just play around with those tensioners to hold the box in. Why am I selling a Slim Jim? And when was the last time you saw one if you don't already own one? And when was the last time you used one? I have a customer who asked me to get him a Slim Jim because he also wanted this lockout kit from Steck. This is the one that's got the inflatable wedge as well as a plastic wedge, the knob lifter, and the one-piece rod. It does not come with a Slim Jim. I don't know of sets like this that do. So he asked for the Slim Jim in addition to the kit, so he'll get all that. The thing about the Steck lockout kits are you have a choice between this brand and a brand called Lock Technologies, or LTI. Both make excellent kits. You can choose between the one-piece rod or one that unscrews in the middle. The advantage to it unscrewing is that it's easier to store and you don't need as much space. The downside to that is a lot of time that threaded piece where they mate together will either unscrew as you're working the rod into the car, and then half your rod falls off in the car, which is not a fun time. Or because there's less metal there, it breaks. So it's your choice. Do you want the stronger, more reliable one-piece rod that's longer, or do you want the shorter two-piece one that's easier to store? Your choice. Take a pick. But just know that, depending on who you're dealing with as a tool salesperson, ask him if he knows which is which on those. If you're not buying it through your tool truck, then find them online or whatever. But I don't know what brands of lockout kits are sold by, like the Mako and Snap-on guys. But ask them if those are the guys that you're buying from. See if they can tell you if there's a difference between the rods that they're selling in their kits, because you don't want to get taken by surprise where if you saw someone else's kit and you have that nice compact two-piece one and you buy one from another tool guy that has one piece, you're going to be in for a surprise because you did not know that there was a difference. So know that and use that information when you shop. And now that I think about it, I think Matco does sell the LTI version. I don't know if they sell the Steck one, but anyway, both have their own characteristics there that you're going to have to ask about. Oh, anything interesting in here? Not really. We just have a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, some replacement things under warranty like hex sockets and screwdrivers and things like that. We also have this complex or compound pick from Gearwrench. I'm getting this specifically for a guy who asked for it with some other things that he's buying as part of a kit that he's putting together himself. So he wanted that specific kit. I think he got that and the windshield tool, if I remember right. I can't recall. So he's just trying to put together his own kit for stuff like that, and that was part of that deal. Other stuff in there is kind of boring, as the sockets and stuff. I made a couple of boo-boos over the past few weeks on reordering some stuff that goes in my regular inventory. For some reason, I had not reordered any of these analog tire inflators. This is the one where it has a brass gauge on the end there. I'll take it out of the package because I don't display it in the package anyway. So you have you screw your air hose fitting in there. You have your trigger here, and then this brass gauge pops out, telling you what your pressure is. Then you have a dual foot chuck here. This is from Amflow. I have these and the Milton ones. The Amflow ones tend to be just as good as the Milton. It's really a toss-up between availability and price. So this is the one that usually goes on the truck in my regular inventory. And I've been without one for a while, and I didn't realize it until somebody asked me about it the other night. And then I saw that I had accidentally not reordered them. So I'm glad he mentioned something, because now I have them back in stock. This is an articulating magnetic pickup tool from Lyle. It telescopes and it goes to, I don't know, 14.5 to 23.25 inches long, and the end down here articulates and it lifts up to 2.5 pounds. This is from our buddy Cass Nichols, and he had a broken one, so I'm taking care of this under warranty for him. It's fun to help guys like that because he bought that, I don't know how long ago, from, I don't even know who he bought it from, but he said, he's kind of hesitant. He's like, well, I got a broken thing. I don't know if you can help me with it. I'm like, dude, and he and I are friends. I'm like, just tell me what it is. and he got it. He don't even know, what brand it is. I looked at it. I said, it looks like it could be made from Lyle. Sometimes you just tell by looking. And sure enough, it's a Lyle tool with a lifetime warranty. So I said, give it to me and I'll get you the new one. So that just came in for him. Marson has excellent quality rivet guns. You can buy the less expensive plastic ones. And if you don't have a real heavy need for them, they'll be fine for you. But this is an all-metal construction on the Marson ones. This is their HP2 model, their Click Fast model. And this one handles 3 30-seconds, 1/8, 5 30-seconds, and 3/16 inch rivets. Keeps closed with a nice metal chain there. And you can also store your wrench on that chain. Very handy. And I think these have a 1-year warranty on them. They have a bunch of different models. This is very popular, and they're not very expensive for what you get. Yeah, Marston's going to run you a little more because the quality is rather high on these, and they're a beefy unit. These aren't your $20 plastic riveters. I think these cost around $50 something, if I'm not mistaken. Gearwrench has a very popular indexable pry bar. They've got a number of different lengths. This is the shortest at 8 inches. They have a 10, I believe, and a 16, and then they also have extendable indexable ones that go up to 33 and 48 inches. These tend to break right here on the pivot. Sometimes a screw falls out. Sometimes the thing this comes apart. No problem. They're covered in a lifetime warranty, so I'll replace them for you. So if there's one design improvement I wish they would do is that button right there. That you push that button to release the head so you can move it around. But other than that, they're excellent. I mean, it's never a problem to replace them under warranty. I just would like to not be replacing stuff under warranty that often because I like to see a little more reliability in the tool. But, you know, it works very well for what it is, and I always have them available. So when someone breaks them, I just hand them a new one. This may be the nicest angle grinder on the market. That's right, I said that. The 90-degree angle die grinder from Astro. This is their Onyx line. This is their quick lock one, which has a button here that you push to lock the collet so that you only need one wrench to lock your collet down. Pretty handy. That way you're not fumbling with 2 wrenches. It's got a composite body so it stays warm when you're using it for extended periods. And although they don't advertise it to be low vibration, it is low vibration, so you reduce your hand fatigue with these. I've sold a lot of these to fabricators who use them a lot, and they'll put a hurting on these and they keep ticking. I've never... That's not true. I had one that broke. I don't know what happened to it. The guy who bought it from me lent it to somebody else and it came back broken, so I can't tell you what went wrong. It got fixed under warranty, no problem. It was just the only one I saw broken, and it's shrouded in mystery. 0.35 horsepower on the motor on these. K-Tool has a very good Bluetooth speaker. This sounds like $1 million. I mean, at least $900,000 anyway. And you can control your phone. You can control it with your phone, and you can answer phone calls and talk on your phone with this as well. Very nice bass response on this. It's got very good spectrum of sound on it, good frequency response across all ranges, and it's a nice beefy unit, so you know there's a good magnet in there for the amplifier and the speaker, and it has never let anyone down. I don't think I sold a bunch of these. It's the one I sell on the regular now, and I've never had one come back. Nope, never broken one on a warranty. And they just are very reliable, and they sound very, very good. When I demo them on the truck, people are always surprised at how loud they are and how good the frequency response is. And right now these are on sale for $169.99. I think normally these fluctuated a lot in price during the last couple of years, and you know, during the pandemic everything got more expensive, and these went way up to like over $225. I stopped carrying them because of that. I'm not going to ask that kind of money for a Bluetooth speaker. And then when the price came back down to normal, around $180 or so, I started to put them on the truck again. They're on sale right now on the flyer, $169.99. I have a couple of Snap-on air ratchet repairs. This is their FAR 7200 model. Outstanding air ratchet. It's an older model, but man, were these things reliable. And I have 2 of them from the same customer who loves them and wanted to get them fixed. And I'm quoting him out a price before he does anything at all. Snap-on does have a flat rate repair on these. I just have to see if he wants to go ahead with the repair because he's got 2 of them. It's not going to be cheap. So we'll see what it wants to do. But man, these are heavy, and you could really put a hurt on someone. No, you're not going to hit somebody with your ratchet. Wright Tool is a brand that's been around a long time. You may or may not have heard of them. They've always made very high quality tools. They're just not one of the more popular brands. So among other things, Wright makes 3/4 drive torque wrenches. These are the regular click type ones. They go up to 600 foot-pounds. And I had a customer of mine, they're a fleet and diesel shop. All they work on is big trucks. And the shop manager asked me if I could get one of their shop torque wrenches repaired. And I said, sure, as long as there's parts for them if it needs parts. So we sent this off to our friends at Angle Repair in West Virginia. They handle all of our torque wrench repairs. And I know that they handle torque wrench repairs for just about every other tool company out there too. So they are the ones that you go to if you need your torque wrench fixed. So if you're watching this and you need your torque wrench fixed, contact Angle Repair in West Virginia. Outstanding. Fast turnaround, fairly inexpensive. I've never had a comeback after sending them something and giving it back to the customer. They will certify your torque wrenches if you want them to. If you're in an industry like aviation that needs certifications done to do that. Otherwise, they will calibrate all the repairs. They put a sticker on it with a calibration date, and they send them back for you pretty darn quick. So shout out to Angle Repair, guys. Thank you for taking care of this one. And I've got another one. It's all wrapped up in packing material, so I won't show it to you. But that one is one from CDI Torque, which is a company that Snap-on bought a little while back, who makes Snap-on's torque wrenches for them. So between the Wright one and the CDI Torque one, we're getting two customers all fixed up with their 3/4 drive torque wrenches. It's kind of strange. I took them both in on the same day, which is weird. Normally, I don't take 3/4 inch torque wrenches in very much at all. I can count on one hand the number of times in the past 5 years I've ever done that. But I had two come in the same day, two different brands, and Angle Repair took care of them, sent them right back. How many hundreds of dollars would you like to spend on a crow's foot wrench set? If the answer is over 3, well, then get on the Matco truck and the Snap-on truck, and you can spend that kind of money on a crow's foot wrench set. Or get on my truck, and I'll sell you a Sunex set like this. This is a 3/8 drive 10-piece set. This is the metric one that covers 10 to 19 millimeters. And for the stupid cheap price of $50.99, yep, you can spend over $300 on a set or $50.99 on the truck, on my truck. If you want to get them on Amazon, they're even cheaper on Amazon. Sunex is an excellent quality brand. Their stuff seems to hold up very well. I've never had anyone complain about the quality of their wrenches or their crow's foot wrenches. And they look good. They're full polished. They have easy to see numbers stamped right on them so you can see what the size is without too much of an issue. And they're great. I have yet to have anyone tell me that they don't like them. If they don't like them, I can get them SK or other brands, but the price goes way, way up. No reason to spend that kind of money for a tool that you're not going to use all the time. This is going to be ones that sit in your drawer and will go unused most of the time for most applications. Now, you may hear this and say, no, I use mine all the time. Okay, but that doesn't happen for everybody. Usually, people use these in some specialty application where they're not going to be grabbing these every day. So, you can spend a lot of money on these, or not so much, and still get a very good quality option. And Sunex is the guys that have what I think is the best value in the crow's feet. Sunex also has very good options in stubby wrenches. And I have here the 11-piece standard stubby wrench set. They also have a similar set in metric. The nice thing about the standard set is it's one of the only ones I know that goes to 1 inch. And they're a beautiful full polish set. Nothing fancy at all. but the price is right now. These are on sale for, they're less than $70. Again, if you want to spend stupid money on a stubby wrench set, you're welcome to on any other tool truck. You don't have to on mine, because I carry brands that I really do believe have superior value. You're not giving up anything in quality, and you're saving yourself a ton of money. So always look for the values. Don't just jump on the first thing that comes along. Shop it around. You know, and obviously I operate a tool truck, so I want you to shop on the truck, but sometimes the truck is not the best value. Sometimes you can get it somewhere else. Just know what you're getting for your money. Know what you're giving up in service if you go somewhere besides the tool truck, and make your decision accordingly. It's your money. Spend it wherever you want. Sunex also has very good line wrenches. You may also know these as flare nut wrenches. This is the 9-piece set, which covers standard and metric sizes. Each wrench has a different size on each end. And like the stubby wrenches I just showed you, these are beautiful full polish wrench. Rather beefy. They don't spread. They perform very well. The metric size goes from 9 to 21 millimeters. And the standard side goes 1/4 to 11/16. And I would ask you to get on another tool truck and price these out. See how much they're going for under the tool truck's brand. And then compare that to the $69 price tag that I've got these for. One of the reasons I love Sunex so much is because, from what I can tell, you're not giving up any quality for the price. You're saving yourself so much money over the other tool truck brands. You're still getting high quality tools. And if you want to work with Sunex directly on warranties, they have a program called the Sun Express program. You take a picture, fill out a form on the website, attach the picture and upload it, and they send you a new tool when yours breaks. Couldn't be easier. They're great. They're great to work with. I love the company a lot. They've got a very good offering of tool carts, and now they have lighting, and they do some air tools, but really I think their bread and butter is in their hand tools. And I love their hand tools and their impact sockets. Great values. They also have very good floor jacks, but floor jack prices have gone up a ton over the past few years, and no one's got them cheap anymore, but they do have excellent hydraulics. I have another repair. This is an Ingersoll 2235 Ti Max 1/2-inch drive air impact. This one had a broken anvil on it. The end is torqued right off there, so I replaced the anvil for a guy. And I thought I'd be doing a video on this, but I think I accidentally deleted the video files when I shot it. So there may not be a video. I can't tell. I got to look around and see if I can find the files. It didn't bother me that much because nobody really watches the air tool repair videos very much. I use some kind of as filler if I don't have something that's more popular lined up. So, you know, you're off the hook. You're not going to be bothered with an air tool repair video on these. But if you are interested in knowing about air tool repairs, this is no different than some of the other air tool repair videos I have done. I have done these same ones before, and I've done complete disassembly, cleaning, and reassembly. You can check out some of the other videos if you want to know step by step how to take these apart, overhaul them, clean them up, and put them back together again, replace whatever parts you need to replace. So this has a new anvil, no video. But this is gonna have a video because I didn't delete the files. This is a Cornwell 3/4 drive air impact. This is made by AirCat, and you can tell because the part number says it right there. CAT for AirCat, and this is the 3125. This is the 3/4 drive impact. This one was given to me a couple of weeks ago because it had low power, the customer said. So I took it apart and found something that you'll have to see on the video. Ha-ha! How's that for a teaser? So watch the video on this one when it posts, and you'll see what was wrong with it, how I repaired it, how I cleaned it up and put it back together again. This is a little bit different design on the inside than the Ingersolls are. The principles are all the same, but there's some additional screws and fasteners holding the rotor assembly together than you find in the other ones. But still, it was a good once over on this one, and it was a good opportunity to take a look inside one of these that I haven't seen the inside of before. So there will be a video on this. Man, it's air impact day today. Speaking of Ingersoll 2235 Ti Maxes, there was a used broken one. Here is a brand new out of the box one. I got a customer who is just an outstanding diesel technician. He is greatly revered by his coworkers for his incredible breadth of knowledge and skill and how quickly he can solve problems that other guys get flummoxed by. He's a great guy, and he loves his air tools, and he wanted to buy a new one of these, so he asked me to get one for him. He had a color choice. You get the gray here, and they're now coming in green and red, I think, maybe orange too, if I'm not mistaken, but he chose this color, and this is the same as the one I just repaired. A timeless, fantastic design. Very few things actually go wrong with these. I suspect I know how the anvil on the other one broke. The anvils on these will break when you are impacting away on something like a wheel lug nut that is torqued down too tight on a big truck or a bus or something like that. And when you hold the impact on there and just waiting for it to loosen that nut, and then you have to do that, and maybe you're on each nut for, I don't know, 30, 60 seconds, maybe longer. And it finally works itself loose. And then you do that for the entire wheel. And then you multiply that times how many wheels you're doing. You're putting the anvil through a tremendous heating and cooling cycle. And when you heat something up that much, you're going to change the tempering of the metal. It's going to become more brittle, and you're going to break it. My advice is let it cool down in between, or suffer the consequences of a broken anvil. That is the one reason I see the anvils on these break. And when somebody brings a broken anvil to me, I like to ask, how they normally use it. And sure enough, the answer is always the same. Oh, I'm just going away on a wheel, and going away. Next thing I know, the thing breaks. Well, yeah, because metallurgically, you're causing some change in the anvil. So you're going to fatigue it. It's going to get brittle. It's going to break. These have 1 or 2 year warranties on them. I forget which. I want to say a 2-year on these. So they're covered for a good long time, and they will replace that anvil under warranty. But just know that if you'd like to not break your impact all the time, that's why it's breaking if you break the anvil. And over time, they can lose power, usually because they have not been disassembled and cleaned, relubricated and reassembled properly. You can see in the older guns that have not ever been overhauled, a buildup or breakdown of lubricant that gets gritty, and it loses all its lubricity, and it doesn't do the job anymore. So it's going to kind of grind on its own. You're going to see imperfect surfaces then as a result. It's going to rob the gun of efficiency and power, both in the hammer assembly and the rotor assembly. So At that point, you might have to get some work done to either replace the rotor vanes, maybe the rotor itself. Certainly, it's going to have to be cleaned and relubricated. So hopefully, that's all it takes. But just know that if you don't give it some regular routine maintenance, you're going to see a degradation over time. You would always do yourself a favor of putting a couple of drops of oil into the air inlet and then running a couple of cycles of trigger pulls through that to get the oil worked up in the rotor. And there is a grease zerk on the bottom of the hammer housing and the nose cone. Just put some grease in there regularly to make sure that stays well lubricated, because as you'll see in some of the air tool repair videos I've done on these, the people do not regularly maintain these the way they should, and it does wind up causing some harm to the tool. This is the Ingersoll 119 Max air hammer. This is the long barrel air hammer, the most powerful one that Ingersoll has. And this is the kit that comes with a quick connect chuck and 5 air hammer bits. It's got some chisel tips and I think a hammer in there. And I can hear it now. People are going to say, it's not as good as Snap-ons, or Matco's is really kick-ass. Maybe. But compare the price and compare the power output, and then ask yourself, is the difference worth the price? This one right now is $269.99, and I promise that's at least $100 less than the Matco one, and it might be even $200 or more less than the Snap-on one. Are the Matco and Snap-on ones good? Yes, they're very good. There's no doubt about it. Are they strong? Yes, they're very strong. Are they stronger than the Ingersoll? They are. They do have a higher rating than the Ingersoll ones do. But that's not the question. The question is this one strong enough for your applications? And if the answer is yes, then save yourself the money, because you don't need the brand name and the promise of all this power that you'll never use at the price of $100, $200, $300 more. Why spend it if you don't need it? If you do need it, different story, then it's worth the money. But if you don't need that kind of strength or power, the Ingersoll's a very good buy. I think you saw in a previous tool haul, I took 2 of these in at the same time from the same shop that were broken under warranty, which is odd. I'd never seen a broken one before. So do they break? Yeah, they do. But so do the Snap-on ones, so do the Matco ones. I've seen all the brands break. It's not a question of strength or longevity that way. The quality seems to be equally good among all the brands. Just a matter of how much money you want to spend and how much power do you need. So shop it around. Make sure you're making a good decision based on practicality, not just on whatever slick brand name you see. That's all I got. I mentioned that there's going to be some videos on some air tool repairs, and I know they're not the most popular segment, but I would appreciate you watching them. Helps the channel out, helps me grow, and I appreciate all your likes and subscriptions. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. And we'll have some more tools in the haul video, as always, and I'll be working some firearms in there as those come in. We'll do those as part of the tool hauls because they're a legitimate tool like any other, and they deserve a little spot in this segment. So do me a favor and click down here now to subscribe so that you don't miss any of it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, use a tool. Don't be one.